8 famous figures who almost boarded the Titanic. 1. Alfred Gwynne Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt stood to inherit a railroad and shipping empire. In 1912, he and his wife prepared for the Titanic's first voyage, but a relative told them,
"So many things can go wrong on a maiden voyage."
The Vanderbilts canceled their trip. Fate caught up with Alfred. 3 years later, he boarded Lusitania for a business trip. The ship was sunk by a German torpedo. Witnesses saw Vanderbilt ensuring a child wore his life vest. The wealthy heir did not survive. 2. Guglielmo Marconi. Marconi was the man who invented the wireless radio. He was offered free passage on the Titanic. The journey needed famous passengers like him. His family was excited to try the luxury liner, but Marconi declined the offer. He took an earlier ship instead. He trusted Lusitania's stenographer more than Titanic's. Marconi's invention saved 700 lives on the Titanic. 3 years later, he narrowly missed the sinking of Lusitania. The inventor disembarked before the ship was hit. 3. Theodore Dreiser. The novelist hoped to rub shoulders with elites on the Titanic, but his publisher persuaded him to board a smaller ship. It happened just 2 days before the ill-fated liner set sail. 4. J.P. Morgan. The famous banker had a personal suite on the Titanic. His bath was equipped with customized cigar holders. He was set to enjoy a private promenade deck. Yet Morgan never stepped foot on that ship. He opted to extend his vacation in France instead.
Monetary losses amount to nothing in life.
He said after the tragedy.
It is the loss of life that counts. It is that frightful death.
5. Baron M. von Bettmann. 3 wealthy friends toured the world in 1912. Baron von Bettmann was from Germany. P. de la Villestreux was French. Maurice Brevard also hailed from Paris. They intended to cross the Atlantic on the Titanic. The maiden voyage intrigued them, but one pragmatic friend objected. He felt like they'd waste too much time. The friends tossed a coin to decide their transport. It fell in favor of an earlier start. 6. Milton S. Hershey. The chocolate magnate paid $300 for a first-class ticket, but then urgent business intervened. He needed to get home faster, so he boarded the America instead. 7. Edgar Selwyn. Selwyn was the founder of Goldwyn Pictures, later MGM. He had planned to board the Titanic with H.B. Harris. A book saved his life. Selwyn was dying to read a draft of Arnold Bennett's The Reagent, but the book wasn't ready by April 10th. He made up some excuses for Harris and stayed in England. Harris didn't survive the sinking. 8. John R. Mott. Mott was a prominent evangelist and YMCA official. He and his colleague were offered complimentary passage, but they declined the offer. They chose to travel on the more modest liner, Lapland. They heard about the Titanic sinking in New York. They looked at each other, and one of them said,
"The good Lord must have more work for us to do."